This is Moto Madness. Right here, we got a bunch of riders up front. What do we got here? We're merging. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We got an intersection coming up, so we're gonna be in orange stage. There you go, turned into yellow. Are we gonna panic? There's the panic. Ooh. Oh, he has a traumatic brain injury. That is a concussion. He's out. He's rebooting. Gamble donated $20. That graphic does not work for this situation. It's pretty funny, but this isn't a funny accident. This is where we rescue. Okay, so he did get knocked out. Head injury symptoms. Assume a spinal cord injury. He's walking now. Okay, that's a good sign.
We're good.
At this point, okay, everything's broken. At this point, I would tell him, hey, dude, I got this. You go sit down. You sit down, I have the rest. Like, these are the situations where you quite literally just have your friend, dude, I got you. I got you. And that's where we just handle it ourselves. And you are now dependent on me to finish the job. That's fine. We're here to support each other. You're my friend. I care about more about your safety. Thank you, Gambaloni, with the donation. So we're coming up to an intersection right here. We're in orange stage. We're riding with a group. Maybe we don't see it. Maybe we saw it last second. Maybe we're going too fast. Everyone decides to stop. This is why you ride your own ride. There's been many times during a group ride where we just got separated because of lights. I just chose not to go through the light because it was red. They went when it was like a yellow, but for me it was red, so I decided to stop. And this is why we talk on our cardos and say, hey, I'm staying at the light. And my buddies, even though they might get frustrated with me, I don't know, they would pull over at like a gas station, kind of wait there, and then I'll be like, all right, it's green, I'm heading out. And then from there they get back on the road and we kind of merge back together. Not a big deal. It's a nice little break for everybody. It's pretty whatever. Either way, it prevents a lot of situations like this because we're getting up to this point. It's going to be red. Everyone's going to decide to stop, and he locks up his brakes. So we start losing traction on that rear tire. Probably lost traction on that rear tire because he slammed that rear brake. And right here, this is going to be a high side. He gets flipped out, and that's what a high side looks like. High sides are pretty dangerous. You get all the forces from the motorcycle into a slingshot, transmitted into you, and then you go flippity-floppity. And then, so here, though, we're going to land on the top of our head. So we're talking about cervical spine and head injury symptoms. You can get into neurogenic shock symptoms where your nervous system decides not to work anymore, therefore your organs start to fail, and that's not good, okay? And your circulatory system just widens and dumps everything out, so you go into more of like a shocky, low blood pressure symptoms. So we're going to hit our head. There's the smash. He is still cognizant and aware to a point. He knows that typically humans stand up. I'm talking about his brainstem here, trying to talk. It's like, okay, I should probably stand up. Oh, I lost all my balance. Now, when it comes to the rescue card, remember disorientation, nausea, vomiting, vision impairment, loss of balance, and/or persistent headache. And then same thing here when it comes to spinal cord injury symptoms. He has no balance right now. He's fumbling. His blood pressure decided to drop. His legs decided not to work anymore because they got shut off. And then he is out. So blood pressure completely tanked. If you don't have any blood pressure, or if it's too low, you're not having the nutrients and the oxygen and everything in your brain decides to shut off, and it's like, well, we can go ahead and lay down, and therefore the blood pressure and all the blood is just going to go side to side versus going against gravity. This is better to keep the brain alive, so it shuts it off, and now you're on the ground. Problem is when that happens, you smack your head again. If you notice, he smacked his head again. So you have a possible head injury just from that. Thankfully, he has a helmet. But still, you're going to have that coup contra coup where your brain's going to be sliding in the cerebral spinal fluid and hits the inside of your skull. I know I'm throwing a lot of terms out there, but here's the reason why we wear gear, okay? As smart riders, we're wearing personal protective equipment. That helmet probably prevented a skull fracture twice now. So he's completely out. His body's going to reboot, and there it is. And that's happening because the blood pressure stabilized because he's laying down. Okay, so I'm telling you all this for a very important reason, everybody. His blood pressure decided to stabilize because his body decided to shut it down, and so he's flat. And this is why when we talk about stopping any external bleeding, lay them down, monitor any changes, and keep the rider warm. Because the moment you stand them up, guess what? Their blood pressure with the TBI and any injuries that they might have, the moment you stand them up, there's a possibility the brainstem is going to be like, let's shut it back down. And then they dump again and they fall down again and possibly have another head injury again. So this is why it's very important to kind of sit them down. Yes, we're in the road. This is why we have to ensure our own safety, look out for hazards, block traffic and everything. But this is very important. This is very serious. He's not doing too well. So when I say, let's go ahead and take his bike off the road for him. Let's go ahead and get one person on one side, one person on the other side, one person in front of him, and even one person behind him. And let's walk him to the edge of the road next to on the sidewalk. Because if he does dump and his body does fail, we have 4 people to catch him. Because we have enough people, right? Look at, there's 1, 2, us, 3, 4, 5 people to help.
I think I just got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, you did. So I'd be concerned about cervical spine issues. His skull is not doing too well. We can sit here. This is fine. We don't have to get out of people's way. They can get out of our way to get to work or whatever. We have an injured human here. So right here, when I see him walking his own bike, my biggest concern is that he is actively using his circulatory system. He's using his respiratory system. He's using his musculoskeletal system. His body's being taxed to move a bike, and he has a head injury. Or he had one. He still could have some effects from it. And so at any point, his body could be like, we're being taxed too much. Let's go ahead and shut it off again. And so this is why I was saying, hey, as the people that haven't crashed, let's move his bike for him. And then all 4 of us walk with him to the side of the road. And then let's sit him down, let his blood pressure stabilize, check everything, get EMS on scene, let them check their blood pressure, check their vitals, check the EKG, everything. And then he can decide, hey, I don't want to go to the hospital. That's perfectly fine. Let's get some people here. But that's what I was trying to get at. This is very serious. He got very lucky. I'm happy that he's doing well, but this is how I would handle the scene. This is how I would handle it. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. All right, so MOTO SNO vlogs. Okay, it's a yellow. It's an intersection. Watch out. We got traffic up ahead. Okay, this is going to give me more of an orange stage situation. We have a right turn coming up. We got to slow it down. Ooh. Interesting edit.
Yeah.
Interesting edit.
No, I'm good. That was my fault. I'm sorry. I'm
Interesting. Sorry. I'm glad they're.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad the rider's walking. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this. So it's right turn only. It's a red light. You see how it's a red light? So our buddy decides that this is the person in front. They're looking behind, recognize the crash. Write in the comments what we could have done differently. I think this one's obvious. I think this one's obvious.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't be running through intersections on a red light.
Sorry about that.
Because now your bike is totaled. Your bike is totaled. You ran a red light. You caused a collision. Now you have insurance. Now you have a fine. Now you have issues when it comes to criminality. You have civil issues.
You got a plate on this anymore?
No.
Yeah. All right. So what we have here is we have a boots lesson. This is from Unit 2. Okay. So this is from Motorcycle Training Concepts, MTC Rider Academy. Sign up now. But we're going to talk about boots. So we have below the ankle boots, which is going to be like your normal shoes. Above the ankle boots is going to be more like this. Okay. It's going to be more like hiking boots. It's going to cover a little bit more of your ankle. And then shin high boots is going to be a little bit more like this. Okay. This is going to be about mid shin, a little bit 3/4 shin. So these are different kinds of boots that you can have on a motorcycle. Below ankle, obviously it's not going to protect the ankle, and above ankle, it's going to protect a little bit of the ankle, and shin high is going to protect more. What you typically have is you have armor. You have like a nice little circle pad here for armor. You have a mid-shank sole. You have reinforced stitching. And you have different types of ways to get in and out. I like to have Velcro and a zipper versus having some shoelaces. But the main goal here is to protect our feet when it comes to getting in a crash and even putting our foot down and slipping out on a red light. So this is going to be a 60-second lesson, Unit 2. Check it out. But let's get right back into this. Biker states we had a slow rider with us, so the lead biker decided to go around the roundabout. He just keeps going. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta indicate at some point. Do I have any tips, videos or tips going over and avoiding obstacles for newer riders? There's an old video of what you can do if you're gonna go over like a small obstacle, like a squirrel or a small 2x4. Give it a little bit of blip before going over. That's gonna raise the front end. Also, the main thing here is lifting your butt up off the seat and using your legs as suspension. Responsibly rowdy. Interesting. Okay, filmed with a potato. We can't see much. That was a sharp right turn indicating sign. We have chevrons right there. Making this turn. We have our buddy up in front. We have a sharp right, sharp left coming up. Okay, so sharp right, sharp left. Here we go. Hopefully nobody low sides because this is pretty low. And there is the low side. Lost traction on that rear tire, going pretty fast. Okay, not something we want to do, but we're just, enjoying ourselves, having some fun. This is why, as a smart rider, we acquire and use personal protective equipment. Okay, because if we do crash, because we're trying our best. If you notice, he has the ram mount and so many little straps to keep it on there. Just grab yourself a quad lock. It's gonna lock it in. Anyways, wear full gear just in case something like this happens. We lost traction because we leaned it too far. Also because we're speeding up. Okay, we need traction for acceleration, deceleration, and turning. Well, in the middle of a sharp turn at high speeds, you're using almost all of it, if not all of it. The moment you use too much and your tires can't handle it anymore, and there's just not enough tread, not enough traction, you lose it, and then you fall. So slow it down. LUKE-APRILIA 750. All right, can't see much. The camera's pointed down, but we have a lane filtering situation. This is one of those things that you got to watch out for. They don't check their mirrors when they're making this turn because they assume the only traffic they have is coming at them. So we have to pick up the slack for inadequate driving. So when we see that there's a possibility that somebody could be turning into an intersection, somebody could be turning into a driveway, there's an open lane pattern, whatever it is, we need to roll off that throttle and cover those brakes just in case something happens and find those escape paths. Because while we're planning our ride, we're positioning for safety, locating those hazards, assessing if somebody up in front is a relevant threat, and if they become a threat, we have to be able to get ourselves out of that. This looks like the UK, so they're passing on the right, which is our version of passing on the left.
Just push it, just push it.
This is why I like Arizona's lane filtering laws, because you have to have two lanes of traffic going the same direction, and it has to be under a certain miles per hour, and you can only do it with those two lanes. So if it was a single lane and a single lane going this way, you can't pass in between because there is that possibility of turning in front of you. So we can't lane filter on a yellow. We can only lane filter on the slotted white line. And I like that because this right here is just like lane filtering on a yellow here in the United States. And you don't know if they're going to turn in front of you in either way. So I prefer it when we have two lanes of traffic going in the same direction. There we go, SACRAMANIAC, CC. Oh no, oh, this is when we rescue our buddies. You notice how it was like a stop, kind of like a flip?
He did a flip.
Yeah, I know. That impact is gonna hit your genitalia. Two people, okay.
Oh.
It's that impact into the body, constantly hitting with those forces. So hopefully he's doing fine. Soft tissue injury, maybe some bruising here and there. Seems to be walking.
Hey, you wanna
Bruising is better
real quick? Hold up.
than broken bones.
Just get a couple people over here. We'll get it out. All right.
Yeah, there's no rush. It's kind of screwed.
Hey.
Maybe it's
At
screwed.
least it'll definitely start, and it'll be good.
Going fast either. I'm braking and that shit locked up and then it was over with.
Yeah, this is why motorcycle maintenance is very important. So if it did lock up, like the brakes weren't working well and all that stuff, it's very important
and get his bike up.
to check your bike, maintain it well, because if you're in the middle of a turn and it fails on you, you're screwed.
We gotta pick it up.
Don't touch hot parts.
Your bike.
So as motorcyclists, we all know where the hot parts are, but if you have bystanders helping you, Explain to them, hey, that's a hot part. Don't grab that. Grab here, grab here, grab here. Basically just tell them only grab these spots. Everything else is hot and will burn you. So let them know about that.
It's all good. Just cosmetic. Woo!
That's good if it's only cosmetic.
That bike did flips, bro.
I know, I see
That bike did 3 flips.
So right here though.
That bike did flips, bro.
So right up here above my head, I would have somebody around that corner doing this when the cars are coming. Because we're still in the road. So I'd have him do this. Thankfully, he's talking on his Cardo Pack Talk Edge to each other. You could talk to your buddy way over there. You can have up to 15 people in a group, dynamic mesh, everything. And that's not super far away, so you guys can talk to each other. But they can say, hey, car's coming. Car's coming. Car's coming. And so now everyone gets to hear it, but they're also telling people, they're telling them to slow down. So have that because you don't want somebody just going hauling ass to you and now you get ran over.
Oh,
I know, I see
that bike did 3 flips.
Bandit, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. The bikers were out getting some ride footage on a mountain pass. That's a pretty cool looking shot, man. That's a pretty cool looking shot. If you don't have that skill level, don't try it. Progressively get better and better and try it. Ooh, hit the guardrail. Hit the guardrail. Everyone else is doing fine. Okay. So there's the crash. High impact. What's the mechanism of injury here? Okay. Very high impact. This is when it's time to rescue our buddies.
You okay, Shane?
Oh, he's not moving. Even wearing suitable gear, the biker sustained a broken leg after colliding with the guardrail. But if they blurred it out, it must have been an obvious deformity. So left leg, probably. So the one that's on the ground. Yeah, they're not going to show it. All right. So obvious deformity, broken leg, hits the guardrail. One of those situations. Not good at all.
Well, that is never what you want
Nope.
to happen.
What's up, Janessa? How you doing? Well, I'm glad everyone's doing okay. Glad everyone's doing okay. But yeah, once again, sign up for the MTC Rider Academy. We just raised the prices, but we're going to hopefully get some discounts to you. We'll see. But take the course, Basic Smart Rider, and I'll see you guys later.